Hey guys, this is Chris with GP Knives. Today we are in beautiful Boise, Idaho at the Chris Reeve Knives factory, and we finally get to show our annual wood exclusive. Let's go check it out.
So we're here at Chris Reeve Knives with GP Knives, and we've been talking for quite some time about doing some sort of annual exclusive for you guys. And so here we are, we're looking at reviving the old annual series from back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So we are bringing out the annual series. Basically once a year, we'll change the woods. It'll be an exclusive with GP Knives. This year we're doing Sapele Mahogany, which is just an absolutely beautiful wood, nice mid-tone brown with a lot of feature to it. We're doing it in kind of the classic style like we did back in the day with the polished handles, with the polished blade. Silver. We're actually switching to silver hardware as opposed to gold hardware, but maybe we'll play with some of that in the future depending on the wood. And each year we can come up with a different wood. So I know a lot of people will have their, anytime you bring up wood, someone's like, oh, well, what about this? What about this? And so we love to hear it. There's always, there's just so many good woods to choose from. So I think it'll be fun to maybe revisit some of the ones from the past, add some new ones. And I guess the real question is, do they always have to be wood?
Chris has always been the person to look for the next new thing. And so when we had a plain Sebenza, well, how can we make it look different? How can we embellish it? What more can we do with it? He has collected wood all of his life. And in fact, when we came over here from South Africa in 1989, we brought with us a whole bunch of wood that his dad had collected. Most of them indigenous African woods, but all kinds of amazing stuff. And so it was kind of a natural progression to go to these woods. And so there's not always a reason why a thing happens, it just organically happens. And this was just the way Chris thought. It was, okay, let's take some of these woods and just enhance the whole knife with a beautiful piece of wood. And in order to make it a little more collectible, it became a dated annual series, limited quantity, annual dated. But he had such a wide variety of woods to choose from, not only what we owned, but he would go to a show. And I would always say, well, why doesn't it balance? Why don't the dollars and the knives sold balance? Well, oh, there's this whole box of wood that's coming.
We discontinued them probably at that time for a lot of trying to make room in the product line for other things, growth, whatever you name it. There's always 100 reasons why we end up discontinuing a knife. And so we're a series. And so we started talking after actually quite a few years of talking. And I thought, hey, it'd be a good time to bring the annual series back. At least in our current purview, we have 3 woods that we offer right now and in standard production. So it's Arbago, Box Elder, and Macassar Ebony. And those cover, I think, the 3 color categories of wood. You have the blonde, you have the chocolate brown and black, and then you have that dark black and ebony black. There's a ton of demand for those. So it's hard, when we have so many to make on our backlog, it's hard to insert new, fresh things. So I thought, well, this would be a really cool way to do that. It's kind of going back to the reason why we did the annuals in the first place previously. So the previous annual series, we started in, I think the first ones we brought out in 1999 and ended in 2011. We did a couple woods per year. It wasn't necessarily 1 wood per year, but pretty close. There's a lot of the collectors have collections of all of them. So with this project, we're actually looking at doing a total of 240, and then a couple of Damascus in there as well. So I think, and then a couple of lefties as well. So this is really nice because we have so many lefties that ask us, traditionally get left out of a lot of the exclusives or special runs. And so yes, my heart goes out to you. My wife's a lefty. She never gets any of the cool knives. So I'm hoping we can scratch that itch with this one. The differences between the new one, this being on the Sebenza 31 versus the original annuals. The original annuals were on the model of Sebenza called the regular, which I think was the 2nd or 3rd iteration of the Sebenza, 2nd iteration loosely. And it had more of, a lot of folks would call it the cookie cut or the Cookie Monster knife, as it looked like somebody took a bite out of the bottom. So there's just some small changes there. But we will be doing this is a first mock-up, this particular knife, but we'll be adding the date in the top here, just like the original Annual. So I think that'll look very, very nice. We dressed it up with the polished handles and the polished blade, just like the original. I think it looks stunning.
We have an extremely good friend, long-standing customer. I still have to come up with that wonderful word that is a contraction between customer become friend. Haven't figured it out yet, but Dean is definitely one of those.
We have a mutual friend named Dean Felides of Old Yankee Cutting Boards. He's been a longtime customer and friend of ours since the early 80s, buying old one-piece knives and everything. So Dean's a very good person. We wouldn't know how to throw a trade show, a knife show without him. Anyway, long story short, he makes these beautiful cutting boards out of curly maple and Sapele Mahogany. He came across this beautiful, beautiful piece that just had a lot of chatoyance, a lot of wiggliness to it in the grain structure. It just shines up really nicely. So this is from a previous piece, and so the ones that are coming out in the Annual series, I think will just have some really cool depth to the wood and really, really look pretty. I was asking Dean a couple of notes about the piece of wood, and he said is from a tree it was 125 years old at the time that he bought it in 1981 up in Massachusetts. So it is definitely seen some years and is a beautiful piece, absolutely beautiful piece. So Sapele is just a nice kind of in that mid-brown tones. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And it comes all the way from the Congo in West Africa. So quite often we've worked with African woods, African blackwood or various ebonies, and not only because we're from South Africa, but also they generally are the harder woods. They're easy to work with. They're more stable in the handles, and they're usually just pretty. You know, you see things that are self-evidently too good to not do. I think that's kind of where we landed with this.
So the one big difference between the regular Annual series and the series that we're doing as this exclusive for GP Knives is that the actual profile and everything about the GP exclusive is exactly the same as the wood or micarta inlay that we offer as a general offering. What makes it exclusive and special is it's going to be one wood per year, and each knife is going to be marked with that year.
To me, this is the quintessential wood inlaid knife out of our catalog. To me, it was polished handles, polished blade with a nice polished wood inlay. It's just like, that's the original to me. It's been really cool to bring out and a lot of people have liked doing the tumble blade with the blasted handles, and it does look really, really good. But to me, this is like cream of the crop. This shows off, I think, maybe what we do or what we're known for in the industry, is that kind of precise polishing or what have you.
Well, we're absolutely delighted that you guys have made the journey out here, that we can show you the shop, but we can button up the details on this whole project. We're excited about it. I kind of think you are too, by the big smiles that I see. We're looking forward to this pleasing a lot of customers, and we're happy. We're very happy.
All right, guys, thanks for watching so far. We're finally ready to reveal the finished product of our 2023 Chris Reeve Wood Annual Sebenza. Right here I have a large and a small. Some of my favorite features are the beautiful polished Magnacut blade, the beautifully polished titanium handle. One of my favorite parts is the two-tone look to the back with the blasted lock bar. Super cool, really nice touch. And of course the wood, the Sapele wood is beautiful. You hold it in different lights, different angles, and it looks different every time. It just pops off the handle. So very cool story with the wood. We had a fantastic time out at the Chris Reeve Knives Factory. We really want to thank the Reeves family for having us, making us feel like family. And the whole staff was just a joy to work with on this project. So we hope you've enjoyed watching as much as we did filming. So once again, this is going to be a very limited run. Once they are sold out, they are gone for good. But you can find links below to them. We'll have links on our website to our Chris Reeve Knives page, just in general. You can find all the information there. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you like what we're doing here with our annual series, and if you're looking forward to next year, Maybe you can guess what wood it's going to be. That could be fun. But just let us know what you're thinking about it in general. We're really excited about it. We hope you are too. I really hope you enjoyed watching this one. Take care.